if it was a presidential function, it cannot have been a party function. That's the point. And I was getting interrupted by the vice chair, yet it is critical information for you to ascertain whether indeed the excuse for the absence is proper or not. Because for me, as the Secretary General of ODM, I would never allow the party to be used as an excuse to escape parliamentary summons. We have actually had conversation on the floor of the House, Honorable Chair, where we have censured cabinet secretaries for going to State House or using the excuse that they had been summoned to State House and not prioritizing parliamentary business as required by the Constitution. So it was important for you to let the governor put on record what that function was, because from there we would be able to discern if indeed it was a worthy excuse.
Chair, maybe just for purposes, you know, Simba Arati has served in Parliament. And in Parliament, we have a tradition that there are only two excuses, or three. One is when you are attending a cabinet meeting, parliamentary appearances, or you are on compassionate, or you are sick, or so, and evidence must be provided. And I agree, but as Governor, the issue, was this a presidential function? Was it a state function? Maybe if you can put on record, it will, you know, I didn't want to allow Chair, the deputy party leader and SG to do exchanges on behalf of the party. I wanted this issue to be between the issue of committee. Maybe you can highlight that, was it a party function or was it a state function? Then I can agree, because it looks like we are reading from the same page with your SG, but I did the interpretation a bit different.
Let me draw the party function, because it was a presidential function by the invite of the president. Therefore, I attend that function. Of course, we present. I'm not a Kenya Kwanza member, therefore I had to be there as an ODM member. That's why I was advancing the agenda. But I want to say it was not an ODM affair, as it were.
Now, the requirement for us, honorable members, is to determine whether the reasons provided for non-appearance at the last meeting, which triggered the summons, are satisfactory. Because the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act empowers us and says that where a person summoned does not appear, or appears and fails to satisfy the committee, then the committee may impose upon that person a fine not exceeding 500,000 Kenya shillings. Part of the requirements of the summons was for the governor to respond to the report of the Auditor General. So I would propose that there is that story the governor has told us as the reason as to why he didn't appear. But let's proceed to the other leg of the summons and get the governor's response to the report of the Auditor General. And at the end of these proceedings, we will take a view on whether the governor has responded satisfactorily to our summons. That can allow us to proceed to the next agenda, which will be consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Kisii County Executive for the 2 financial years, 2021-2022, 2022-2023. That includes the receipt of revenue statement and the County Revenue Fund statement. Auditor General, you have already given us a brief on the substantive issues in those reports. There are a few things that you have marked as resolved and some that are outstanding. We will start with the most recent report of the Auditor General, and then we will go downwards to the later reports. But even as we go into this, you might want to let us know, have you concluded your audit for the current financial year?
Currently, the audit is progressing for 2023-2024. It's in progress.
When do you intend to exit?
Most likely the mid of December, that's when we're going to do the conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the draft stages.
So if there are issues that require further scrutiny or special audit, we might want to ask you to consider them in your ongoing audit or to treat them as prior year matters so that the report that will be coming for 2023-2024 should capture the areas that require further clarification. Okay, so